everyone. It's Michelle Howe. I'm pretty sure this is going live, so I'm not going to finagle here. Hold on, let me just refresh my phone. Yes, it is. Hi, I'm Michelle Howe. If you don't know who I am, if you're new in the group, this is Empath Evolution Community. I'd like to pop in this group. I'm not great at coming in steady every week at a certain time and whatnot. I've never been great at that because I follow how I feel and what pulls to me for the day and what's on the list of things to do in that day. So it's been a rather hectic time for me personally, globally, environmentally. It's from day to day it changes. So being an empath is not like a simple recipe for here is these three things and do these every day. Because the environment around us changes and because things are accelerating a lot as far as what I see as an ascension, what I see as a big shift within society, what I see has been coming for a long time, and it's not going to, maybe it'll subside just a little bit, but it's not going to go away completely. I see us needing to learn to navigate what this is and trying to keep our head above water and trying to, make a nice little boat for ourselves that just knows when to sit on the sidelines a little bit and hold off and how to navigate and waiting for the waters to subside. And then once you're in waters, how do you navigate them without going down, without pulling three or four other boats with you, without adding somebody into your boat. I like to give the analogy of us being able to navigate, tread water, be who we are without apology, without needing this person to validate me, this situation over here to go away, without this person is getting in my way. So top of mind, who we are, what we're doing, what's next on the list, knowing that there is an intelligence at work here. It's not an intelligence that says, hey, you know what, Michelle, let's give Michelle a really hard life. Let's give Joanne a really easy life. No. There's cycles, there's a rhythm, there's a purpose to our life. We serve in some way, whether we recognize it or not. The people in our lives serve in some way as well. Now, if you're very empathic, you're not going to necessarily see other people as serving. You're going to see other people very into their own life, which people are. People are, you and me included, whether we recognize it or not, our behavior, our response has more to do with us than with other people. It does. And yes, we can be impacted by the people around us, especially if you're empathic. So that interrelating with people becomes better as we become better. I want to say stronger, more in tune with what our truth is, more in tune, so that when another tune comes up to us, I can't believe it, I'm bringing it, it's vibrational. When another tune comes up to us, we're not going into their tune and seeing things their way and not understanding why their tune is so different than our tune. It's humbling to see the differences among us. And then again, I really believe the common ground between us and other people is love. Between us and other people is empathy. Between us and other people is understanding and wisdom that everybody is here with their own set of challenges. Everyone's relevance, everyone's problems will be solved in their own fashion, in their own time, that it's not your responsibility or my responsibility to fix, because we can't fix. We can provide a mentorship, provide an example, provide a feeling to somebody else. We share that with them, our perspective on where they're at, but they are the ones that are going to take that and do something with it. Take it or leave it, right? Take it or leave it and do something with it. So I know that some of you will watch this later or whatnot. If you have questions or comments, concerns, or topics that you would like me to get into, I would love for you to write them down. Just note them down. Let me know at replay. Let me know what your question is. Let me know what your situation is. I seem to be really good at, psychic or not psychic. When somebody, I've figured out the psychic pretty well, the mental and the emotional. So when people tell me they're having this problem, or this repeats and that repeats, I kind of know why. All right. So although it's for you to discover and to be guided through, it's not like, let me just flick this light switch and your life totally changes. That light switch can be turned on and spotlighted enough that, you weren't seeing it before. All of a sudden you're like, geez, this is what it is. So now you know what's underneath a habit or an emotion, in truth, what the root of it is. Once you know what the root of something is, you can definitely institute, gravitate towards, implement changes that reverse and address that. So I always like to read something. I don't know when the last time I've done this, you guys, because it's been that busy. There was a summit. If you haven't signed up, it's on my personal page on Facebook. You can sign up. It's still going on right now. It's an amazing summit, and I'm listening to them just to see who all these empaths are that are stepping forward and speaking about who they are and what they've learned. My specific reason, my why for being here, is because when I recognize that my moods and my emotional state was so crazy, not necessarily because of what I was doing, but because I'm connecting with the environment. It answered a lot of questions about me and why I am the way that I am. And I never saw it as different. It was just always me. I just thought, this is how Michelle copes. This is how Michelle's got to make her life work in order for it to work. But once I discovered the word empath and I dove deep. What is this? What does it mean for me? What's it mean for my life? What's it mean for other people? I'm very passionate because I'm very passionate about telling people that this phenomenon, this reality, this world of energy can impact some of us adversely, and how to hone the gift and step into what the gift truly is for us. Because vibrationally speaking, I learned this 10 years ago. I have changed and I continue to change every day. What I thought, I'm recognizing what I call density. It's judgment. It's an undercurrent of judgment. It's a dirty lens. It's how I look at other people, how they look at me. It's society, how we grew up, what our parents taught us. That is density. They weren't thinking heart-to-heart connection. They weren't thinking soul and love and acceptance. They were thinking survive, fit this mold and you'll work, right? They weren't thinking sensitivity. As a matter of fact, most people don't know anything about sensitivity. If you're sensitive, it's almost a weakness that you're sensitive, not recognizing that there's something more to it. So if that's you, step into what this is. I know an inordinate amount of people who have ignored how they're feeling, ignored their gifts, ignored their sensitivity, and pushed through things, not recognizing the damage that they're doing to themselves. And all kinds of physical things come your way because you are body, mind, spirit. you're not simply your logical mind. There's an emotional component, there's a spiritual component to what you are about. And if we are not feeding and considering and aware, it's like a quality of who we are. Let's look at the full quality of who we are. Instead of taking the example from society or your family, take the lead and be that person that discovers the gold that's beneath surface of things, the gold of who you are. And then when you step into that more, you become an amazing example, an amazing presence in the room, an amazing gift to people. I have embraced this myself. I can tell you it's not simple, but I would never have had it any other way. I would never continue to have it any other way because it's become such a part of me. And I think it's so important for people to feel connected to who they are, not to the expectations and requirements and roles that they play, but to who they are. I want to read one thing to you, and I will keep this short. It's called, I like a book. I love this book. It's called The Book of Light. It's by Alexandra Solnado. And this is the only book, I believe, this is the only book that was translated into English. I believe she is from Portugal, and most of her books are not, I can't read them. So when I got this one, I was like, oh, so she channels. And each of these has like, you pick the channeling you want to read for the day. You open the book, wherever it lands is where you want to, or you flip through the pages, wherever you're inclined to stop, that's the message for the day. So this message is, it's number 177. It's called non-commitment. I thought it was interesting when I saw this, non-commitment. What does that mean? I'm like, am I not, what is this trying to tell me just from a title? But the title, you'll see where this is going. So, it's advice. Vibrate through non-commitment. You are not committed to anyone or anything. No one has to be committed to you. No one has to do anything for you. Everything people do to you is part of the vibrational frequency that each person has chosen for himself. Everything that people do is part of them in their vibrational frequencies. What they have chosen, everything that they do is by their choice. It's them, it's their vibration. People do not do things to you. They do things to themselves. And you will have to carry only the burden that you are meant to carry. And you will have to carry only the burden that you are meant to carry. Which is not them. You will carry what you are meant to carry, period. So you come back to you, right? It's got nothing to do with them. Imagine that no one owes you anything. There is no has to. Nobody has to do anything for you. Nobody owes you anything. Imagine that people have their limitations and act accordingly, either remaining in density or choosing the light. Again, imagine that people have their own limitations and act accordingly. They act accordingly to who they are. They act accordingly to their vibrational frequency, either remaining in density or choosing the light. Right? I say remaining in density because you are already in density. You, me, and we are there. If you stay as you are, you will remain in it. In order to evolve, you need to change. Choose the light. Choose the highest vibration that you're able to reach and stay there. Choose the highest vibration you're able to reach and stay there. Remain there. At each stage, a being ascends higher until there comes a day when he's able to rid himself of misery and comes to vibrate close to my light. So, vibrate, light, misery, right? Density, choose the light. Basically, this reading here is inviting us to recognize that we are in a dense place. That means heaviness. That means rules. That means expectations. That means it's just heavy. It's not full of love. Lightness has love that comes with it. Heaviness is like a heaviness in your heart that's heavy. So, vibrational frequency, the higher ones are joy, acceptance, love. That's where you want to be. In order to evolve, you need to change. We all need to change in order to evolve. The more we individually change, the more we collectively change. And mind you, that and more is happening in the world today. And for empaths specifically, it's not to take on what's around you as a definition of who you are, not to take it on as your problem to solve or your responsibility in truth. It's to allow for people to do what they want and allow yourself. So you're not committed, and neither are other people committed to you. There's a freedom and there's a gift in that. There's a gift in that. And I understand people get married, their commitments, their parents, we are responsible in some ways. We have roles. But when we step into this with an awareness to give people their freedom, let people breathe, let people be who they are. This kind of reminds me of my mother. Recently, we had a conversation, and you know what? Wisdom. I've studied this. I know the things that I know. My mother has lived her life without any of these teachings. She's still a smart lady, set in her ways, right? Good, bad, and everything in the middle. This isn't her cup of tea. And again, I made a comment about somebody. I said, well, if they just didn't act that way, then that would be better. And my mother, she's so awesome. She goes, Michelle, there it goes again. If somebody is a certain way, they are a certain way. You can't wish them to be different in order for everybody else to be more comfortable. That's who they are. It doesn't mean you're buying into it. It's not a meaning you want an example. You want them to be the shining example. It's about accepting people where they are, who they are. If somebody could act different, they would. So there comes this really observer and this really discernment. Where's my place? My place is to accept people for what they show me that they are. Good, bad, or everything in them, and everything else in the middle is the same thing. We need to allow them the freedom to be who they are without judgment. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to live. It's not easy to watch because we live in density. But when we keep that at the top of our mind, we're not going to judge. We do better. We do much, much, much better. So I hope you gained something from this reading today. I hope life is treating you well. I know it's pretty heavy in the world right now, and I don't see it getting worse because I think it's already bad enough. It's bad. For yourself, I would create, despite all these restrictions, despite what other people think, create a world where you are happy. Put the ingredients that you need in order to feel nourished. And wrap that around you. That is who you are. Stay there. Okay. I'm going to let you all go. Again, this is the work that I do. If any of you would like to discuss working with me privately or the program that I have some. Hi, Maureen. I have some programs that I already recorded, and then again they're going to come live. A new group is going to start up with the Journey to Awakening in May, which is an amazing program. It just moves you through different understanding, and probably my biggest gift that I can share with you is bringing you to that higher vibration within the teachings and then the healing meditation parts of this, so you get to heal, to sense, to feel what it's like, and then you can bring that into your life. And there are practices, but integrating those practices, integrating those vibrations into who you are is a thing, you guys. It's a thing. I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm still removing and adding things into who I am. So it's not like I just one day woke up and I am this like put together thing. No. You see, depending on how good you are at sensing and feeling, you'll sense all of me, the strengths and the other things that are part of how I show up right now. And a month from now, I'll show up a little different. Another month from now, because I take this very seriously. When we come together with other empaths, it is an amazing potential of healing, because we can do so much for one person just by being near them. Imagine 8, 10, 12, 20, 22 or more of us in one space, all interested in healing, clearing, so that we can remember who we really are. And not just remember it for a minute or two, integrate that into our lives. So that would be my wish for you, for us. And I will let you all go. Have a great day.